What's going on, guys? How you going? And yeah, we're going to watch the 2022 Grand Final. I can see Jake in the chat. How you going, Jake? You pumped? You got a good feeling? I reckon we'll go okay. I reckon these Swans aren't much chop, and we'll win by 14 or 15 goals or something like that. I'm feeling good about this one. Now, Jake, I don't know if you have the link to the YouTube video. It'll be. I'm just going to close that off one sec. It's just going to. Bit of echo. Bear with me a sec, mate. There we go. That's better. So yeah, there's a link to, if you search for 2002 AFL Grand Final in YouTube, there'll be some. I can't remember the guy's name, but he's got the whole thing up there. It goes for about 2 hours. You should just be able to hit play on that one, unless you've got a Blu-ray or DVD or something like that, and you want to watch it that way. Either way, it's all good. So, yeah, tune in. So I'm on Get Cracking in the first quarter. I'll give you, just yell out in the chat if you need a few more seconds or something like that. But I'm about where am I? About the 3-second mark on the video. So I'll hit play in a sec then and see how we go. Anyway, what are you up to tonight, Jake? Are you got a big night planned at home watching the grand final replay, or are you just checking to see what this is all about? G'day, Holly. How you going? What are you up to tonight, Holly? I was just saying to Jake that I'm just watching the YouTube version of the 2022 Grand Final. Just what's on there's a 2-hour version of it on YouTube. Just type it in. 2022 AFL Grand Final. I'm going to hit play at the 3-second mark anyway, and if you might have to catch up, but if not, that's okay. We'll see how we go. You watch this a bit later if you want to. So yeah, I was feeling pretty good about this one. Get in there, Danger. I got tickets on the Friday, just to the last day. I found out I got these grand final breakfast tickets, and pretty lucky to hear about it in the end. I woke up Friday morning. I think it was the public holiday, wasn't it? And good tackle, Danger. Good, get started early. That's the way. The Cats are looking good here. We're looking okay. Got my tickets nice and early, and I got the message nice and early, and I wasn't going to do it because it's about $3,000, and I'm like, we can't spend $3,000. We haven't got that much money, but somehow we found it, and Hawkins has just taken a great mark on the boundary line. Tough angle here. If it was Brad Close, he'd kick this one, but no, there's no Hawkins, no chance from here. I don't think you don't slot these ones on a tight angle in grand finals, do you? I don't know. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I don't know. I don't expect Tommy. I was watching this. I was down the other end of the ground actually, right behind the goals at the other end from memory, and it did look like this was going to be a tough one for Tom from here, and I can't remember if he goes close or if he just, let's have a look. Yeah, not too bad, just fades a bit right. Didn't really give it a chance there, but that's okay. On the board, Tommy's might have been a little bit nervous at that point after he had some kicking woes in the prelim against Brisbane the week before, but thankfully, as this quarter plays out, things do settle down a little bit, and Tommy gets on the board nice and early. So that's all good. All right. There's Stewart getting involved. Very good. Free kick, Sydney. No, free kick, Geelong. That's what we want. We want to get these free kicks early. Get Tommy involved. Hang on. Guess Closey. Oh, look at that little touch from Closey. You don't notice these things the first time. I mean, I have watched it a couple of times now, but Closey, you look at the stat. If you go on the stat sheet alone, you don't see all the little things he does. He was fantastic all game. Could have gone close to Norm Smith. Probably no chance really, but he wasn't. He wouldn't have been far off it really, especially on replays. It's been great. Nearly a big mark from Cameron there. Yeah, well done, buddy. Just handball it straight out of bounds. Good on you. No good. You're no good, mate. Well, what are you going to do? All right. So it's only 1 point on the board. Hey, Jared, how you going, mate? How you doing, buddy? Now, I can't remember where you're from, Jared. If you're from Victoria or elsewhere, I can't quite recall where you said you were from, but yeah, I don't know. Did anyone go to this game? As I said off the top, I was pretty lucky. Well, not lucky. I spent $3,000, but I was lucky to come by a ticket at the very last minute. Nice from Blitzovs there. Another inside 50. Come on, go take this mark. Tom, here we go. Oh, you can't just... Look, he just pulled his leg. Missed that one, umpire. That should have been our first goal there. But no. Stenger's a bit too slow there. Got smothered. So he was a good day. Stingers was great all day, wasn't he? Yeah. No, we should have got Tom Hawkins should have got the free kick. Well, what are you going to do? Anyway, we're thinking about doing these. Well, obviously not. You can only watch the grand final so many times, but we're thinking about doing little watch parties for the interstate games when the Cats are. We can't go to the games. Well, we can go to a couple interstate games, but money only goes so far, doesn't it? So we thought, if the Cats are playing in Freo or somewhere else, we can't always get to them. It might be nice to jump online and just chat about the game while we're watching it. So looking out to see if there's a few people out there that might be keen. Was that Warrnambool? I think that's Warrnambool. Don't remind me. I couldn't get a grand final ticket. Yeah. I don't know how many times that we've gone in the lottery for grand final tickets, Jared. Just never have any luck. So, yeah, sorry, mate. It's the same. None of us seem to have any luck with that kind of stuff. So, what are you going to do? Still, no goal on the board yet. When did we kick our first goal? I can't remember. I might as well be watching this live because it feels like, I clearly know that we just kicked 6 goals this quarter, but. These danger. Look at him. Good handball. O'Connor. Oh, he went hard. Good. Put your head over it, O'Connor. That's great. That's fantastic. Free kick Geelong? Of course not. Of course not. Get the Swans into it, why don't you? Big conspiracy. No, but we've started well, though. If you watch, you got a good feeling. The sun's out. Cats are getting a fair stack of the ball. Swans have just turned it over again. Buddy Franklin nowhere near it. He's already handballed it out of bounds. No good. How are we going here? I'm assuming everyone that's watching this is subscribed to the channel. I'm assuming we all have anyway. If you haven't already, though, please think about hitting the subscribe button. Where I actually didn't think we'd get to 500 subscribers. I actually didn't think we'd get to 400 before the end of the year, but somehow we got to 500. So. And we're not too far off 550 at the moment. So it's pretty strange how it's gone crazy over the off season. You'd think these things would sort of pick up during the season proper, but for whatever reason, it's just it's doing really well. So quite happy about it at the moment. But yeah, if you haven't subscribed already, by all means, please hit the subscribe button. There you go. Hopefully that pops up somewhere on the screen. There you go. Kick it. Yeah. This is just when does De Koning? Has he already kicked it out in the full? I think he might have. He settles a bit now. That's good, and he doesn't do a thing wrong for the rest of the day. Kolodjasny. I don't like Kolodjasny in the back pocket when he's trying to kick it 50 metres because inevitably he turns it over. But I do love the man, so don't get me wrong. So you're going to go next year, Jared. I'm assuming you're going to try again, and when we make the grand final, and when we're going to go back to back, I think that's the plan. See if you can get it next time around. If you can make it work, just do whatever you can, mate, to get there. Here we go. Duncan, that's a push in the back. There, about time. How good would it be to get one of those AFL, maybe not the match-worn jumpers, but the AFL Grand Final jumper with the logo on it? Oh, I'd love one of them. That'd be fantastic. So I'm surprised they didn't sell them in the shop. Looks like they're about to put out the 2023 jumpers with the gold Ford logo. I think that's what it's going to look like, unless the AFL decides to drop it. I know we were the first club to start using the gold AFL logo in 2008 after we beat Port in that grand final. But yeah, every year since then they've done it. So I can't see them dropping it. There's Smith. Come on. Surely Hawkins gets involved in a minute. I reckon they just got to lock it in, get a bit of a ball up, and then let Hawkins do his business. It's a close one at this point. You had no idea no one was really on top. I mean, we were playing okay, and so we was getting a heap of it. That goes out. But yeah, at this point, Cats were going okay. But then, you weren't saying Swannies were playing horrible either. And it's just 1 point in it at this point with about 5 minutes gone. So no one's really doing anything wrong. But it doesn't take long. Once we get that first goal on the board, it just absolutely goes crazy after that. Absolutely nuts. Yeah, Smith. No, he's getting a stack of it early, Smith is. Oh, Cameron just couldn't quite. Come on, mate. Here we go. Oh, big mark. Sam DeConning, he's alive. Yes. Quick play on too. So get Jezza out of the game. Couple of goals late from Jezza. I think he might have... Did he do his hamstring in this one? It looked like he was running around like he had a hamstring. Yeah, bit of a turnover from Joel there. That's okay. That's all right. Come on. Good. Here we go. Stengers. Don't pass it. Got to be a bit hungrier. Took a bit too long. No, it's going out again. Yep, see, a bit of an arm wrestle at this stage. About 6 minutes in. A bit like 07 when it took about 7, 8, 9 minutes for anyone to kick a goal, if you remember that one, and then it just exploded. We kicked 24 goals after that early arm wrestle, and then it just went nuts after that. All right, here we go. Hawkins gets it out of the ruck, pushes Hickey out of the way. Thank you very much. Yeah, we're on the board. Feeling good. It's good to get the first goal in the grand final. No matter what happens after that. Well, if Swans get a goal, it's okay. It's all right. It's all right. We're not losing. That's the feeling I get all the time, though. It's just, I can handle this. It's fine. It's all good. How's the cricket going? Has anyone seen the cricket score? I think Aussies were going all right. Travis Head was flying at one point. I think it's probably over by now. I'm just going to pull it up. What do we get up to? 40... No, that's ages ago. Refresh. Come on. Kidding me? What's going on with the internet connection? Here we go. What? We dropped 2 wickets. How'd that happen? Goodness me. Oh, we lost a night watchman. You're joking me. God, I turned the tally off for a second. We've lost 2 wickets. Smith's gone. Oh, Trav Head's going okay. I think we've hit the front, haven't we? Yeah, we've scored just as much as they have. Lots of wickets. Lots of runs. About 290 runs and 15 wickets. Interesting day one of the Gabba test. Come on, give it back to Tom Hawkins. Come on. I'm going to play around with the... I've got the quality of the settings, 480p. I'm going to jack it up a little bit to 720, see what that does. Come on. Temporarily knocked me out, of course. That's a bit better. Nice. Free kick, Joel Selwood. That never happens. Joel. Good start from Joel. How good was Zach Guthrie as well? He was magnificent all day. Absolutely magnificent. Yeah, come on. Come on. What are we, 7 minutes in? 13 minutes and 1 second remaining in this quarter, if you're keeping pace with me. Don't spoil it for me. That's fine. We all know what happens. Oh, good from Jed. Look at him just burst through like a bull. I think he's gone, though. Yeah. That's all right. That's the right attitude. Doesn't matter. Not going to kick it anyway. He's too far out. Yeah, Buddy was pretty quiet. Didn't he kick 4 goals in the Buddy 1000 game early in the season, but didn't do anything this game. I mean, I don't think he was given much opportunity. Yes, Brad. Too strong through the hips, Brad. How big is that man? Here we go. Decoding was amazing. Matty Scarlett. Closey again. Grind Myers. He did the Gary Ablett Jr. He had the haircut late in the season, like Junior did in 07, and then went on and won the premiership. So maybe that was a good omen if you believe in that sort of stuff. I don't know. I'm not normally superstitious in my normal life, but when it comes to footy, yeah, you've got to wear the same polo. This is my I think this used to be owned by Josh Hunt. Apparently, I was told anyway. I'm looking for his name on the back. I can't see it, but yeah, apparently it was owned by Josh Hunt back in the day. Got it through my brother, who must have got it through someone who knew Josh. I think Josh's parents must have been giving away stuff at a garage sale or something like that, or who knows? They'll probably conned, and now I've been conned. But anyway, we'll go with it. It's Josh's polo from 2000 and probably 9 or 10 or something like that. Filling it out quite nicely. Not as big as Josh. Well, not in all the right proportions anyway. Cam, how good. Cam Guthrie was fantastic. Here we go. Come on, Jezza. You're doing too much, Jezza. Come on. Too much, Jezza. Too much. No good. Yeah, I don't know. Remember, he played in the GWS Richmond Grand Final. He was amazing in that first quarter. I can't remember how many goals he kicked, but he was on, and then, yeah, he faded badly. Real badly after that. It's horrible. But, yeah, Grand Finals do crazy things, don't they? Is that the Sydney chant or the Geelong chant I can hear? Surely we wouldn't be going up with a chant halfway through the first quarter. De Conning, look at him go. And he lays the tackle. The second efforts as well. He was amazing after he kicked it out in the full. Oh, that's high on Guthrie every day of the week. Come on. Get it on. We're doing okay. We're 7 points to nothing. Swans haven't scored in half a quarter yet. But close. He just taps it on the boundary to Hawkins. How good was that? It didn't result in a goal. Doesn't result in a goal. But, however, it's down our end. It's inside 50 again. So you got to be happy with that. Got to be pretty happy with that. So I'm guessing most people, well, not most, but probably most Geelong supporters, as much as I think everyone's gone to the game, Tommy's just got his second goal there. Very nice, Tom. Absolutely killing it. 2 goals up. Imagine if you're the Swannies backline. Oh, we got to stop Tom Hawkins today. We got to stop Tom Hawkins. And 10 minutes in, he's already kicked 2 on you. It's like, we're not going to stop Tom Hawkins today. And Jez is going to destroy us soon, even though he didn't really. But yeah, you thought Paddy Dangerfield was too old, and you didn't need to worry about him anymore, and he probably should have been a Norm Smith. But yeah, there he is. Tommy's having to sit on the bench. He's a well-deserved rest after the... Look at him, Tom Hicking just getting pushed out, and then Tom Hawkins just doing bananas. Tell him all about it. Tell him, get off your butt. No good. Good work. 2 goals up. Swans haven't scored. Got a feeling they might get the next one from memory, I think. Very bottom. Zach Guthrie was amazing this game. Loved him. I can't really think of a player that I didn't think played okay. I mean, clearly there was a couple of guys that didn't get as much of it as others, but I wouldn't say anyone stood out as being bad or potentially was going to cost us the game or anything like that. So I was happy with everyone. Just thought everyone just played out of their skins, and when you get everyone do that, and then that little magic element where it all just clicks as a team as well. Here we go. Swans shot at goal. Surely not. Yes. That's a good goal from Hayward there. Not too bad, actually, if I think about it. Yeah. Oh, well. What are you going to do? Will Hayward. Good job. Well done. What's that taking them to the 8th minute mark? 8 minutes to go. 9 minutes to go in the first quarter for their first goal. Not going to get too many more after this, I don't think, boys. I think you might be in trouble. Big trouble. I think the Sydney chant's gone up for that 1 goal. Good for them. That's nice. It's all good. All right, get on with it. Come on. We must be watching the. This must be the, because there's no ad breaks in this feed, so it must be just Foxtel or no, it's not. It must be the. Oh, it's because some overseas guys filmed it. I'm guessing. Look at that punch. Jezza, come on. I haven't seen Tom Atkins get much of it. Yes, danger. Look, she's burning players. Round the bend, missed a target, top of 30 metres out. And then Blitzarv's taken a nice mark, even though Brian Taylor called him Stanley. I don't know. Yeah, everyone's got long hair and headbands, but you should be able to figure out that's not Reece Stanley. Anyway. Danger. He just completely missed Isaac Smith, there was no one on Isaac Smith all day. Has he had so much free reign? He's only won 3 premierships. He must be doing something right. There we go. 3rd goal on the board. Nice one from Blitzarves. 3 goals, 1. It's good. Imagine if we were 1 goal 3, you wouldn't be feeling as confident at this point. But everything was just working, wasn't it? We're very, very happy with it at this point in time. It's beautiful. Yeah, we're on. Cats are on. I don't think we'd be too worried. Sunny day. It was a beautiful day, wasn't it? That's better. Beautiful. Good job, Blitz. That's the way. Reece Stanley was pretty good in this game, I thought. He did all the little stuff. He wasn't a game breaker, but he did all the little stuff he had to do and did it well. You couldn't fault him. Well, I couldn't find fault in him all game. I mean, considering he didn't have the best... Well, here we go, Smith. Somehow that ended up in his hands. I don't know how that... it's starting to get dangerous now. 4 goals to 1. All of a sudden, it's starting to happen. It's starting to happen. Oh, dear. What are you going to do? It's beautiful, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful. Smith thinking, okay, I'm on. I got a goal early. Could have had another one earlier if Danger picked me out, but that's okay. I'll tell him about it afterwards. That's fine. It's fine. He can't be expected to spot me all the time. He did bang at 60 metres on Blitzar's chest, so we'll forgive him for that. That's fine. Anyway, I haven't done one of these live chats before. Actually, no, I have. It was a while ago now, but I don't really remember it. Yeah. Don't know. It's especially these 2-hour ones. I don't know, and I think watching a game live would be a different type of thing. I reckon you get this bit more investment in the result because you don't know what's going to happen. So you're on Danger out of the middle, picks it up off his toes, and Hawkins chopped his arm. Didn't pay it, of course, because McCartan needs all the help he can get in this game. Come on. No, Sydney's going to get out here. Are they? Stanley. Tom Hickey's done something right. Stanley gets a spoil on and head over the ball. Good job, Reece Stanley. Good job, young man. Loving it. G'day, everyone who's just joined up. Channel 7 footage, Jared says. You got bloody Brian making the stupid name mix up as if not knowing it was Blitz. I can't. Every time I watch it, good tackle from O'Connor. Every time. He cannot get a name right, can he? BT. We should start calling him GT or something, some stupid name. So isn't that hard, mate? You've had all week to learn the names of these Geelong players that have been top of the ladder all year. If you don't know their names or what they look like, it's fair enough calling a couple of teams you've never seen before. But these players how many players have played 250 games? Nice from Jezza there. Beautiful job. Good. Here we go. Selwood. How many touches for Selwood this quarter? Another one. Another goal. Isaac Smith. 2 in a row. Get around him. It's starting to happen. 5 goals, 1 at this point. I'll just keep looking at Beck and going, Beck's my partner, going, what is happening? What is going on? This can't be right. 5 goals, 1 in the grand final. And normally it's 5 goals, 1 the other way against us in a big final. And we're like, how we can... We've already lost the game in the first quarter. And that's what we think when it happens to us. So I'm imagining that's probably what the Swannies fans were thinking, that they're gone. And Jesus is going to have to take something special to come back from here. I don't know. But I don't know how this ends up. So Selwood gets it out to Isaac Smith. Beautiful. Doesn't Jez, I love it. Doesn't he love it? Get off me. Isaac Smith's like, get off me. I'm trying to pump my fist. Jez is like, but I want to wrap you up. Big baby Guthrie getting in there too with a flex. Loves it. 5 goals, 1. We're not going to lose this one now. 5 goals, 1. Even though I probably wasn't sold until 3/4 time. A bit like the grand final in 07. It's like, nah, let's just let a few more minutes go by. We just want to make sure before we get too carried away. We just want to make sure that it's okay. I don't know. Yeah, we are red hot in the contest. Now, here's the other one. Matty Richardson. I think his time's up. I don't know. I get it. You've finished playing AFL and you don't have to be the smartest guy in the world. You're not the best special comments man, but I think his time might be up. I think you got to get some other young retirees in there as well now. So, Richo, none of the kids know who you are anymore, mate. Fair enough when you retired, but it's been a while now since you retired. So, yes, I'm retiring Matthew Richardson from the Combox. It's official for 2023. You know he'll be there again for some reason. They love him. I don't know. I mean, he's a lovable guy, but I don't know. I think he's not an expert commentator, and doesn't really have much recognition now for the little kids. So, other than if they watch the footy, they'll know the name Matthew Richardson because they probably wouldn't have seen him play years ago. Grind Mize, love your grind, love your work, but don't know about this one, the Tommy Hawkins angle. I think we'll be struggling to kick this one with that little slingshot action, but he's done some crazy. He has kicked it from here before. What are we? 5 minutes to go. Jeez, yeah, he kicked it the way he ran, but that's all right. I guess he's not the biggest bloke, so that's how he's getting his penetration on the kick by getting it through his hips a little bit more. But it looks great when it works, but on that occasion, not so much. That's okay. What are we now? We're 31-6. 5 minutes 5 minutes exactly to go. Here we go. We've got another goal in us here, don't you reckon? Oh, look at that from Stuart Strong. Smith just takes the tackle. Golden still gets it out. And De Conning somehow gets it out to him. Jeez, everything's just going beautifully at the moment. My wife's out at a Christmas party tonight. She's I'm home alone with the kids. I think they're okay. I think they're making their own dinner tonight. We've just come back from a family Christmas party, so everyone's a bit full anyway. But they'll just be chilling out watching Avatar. I think we're going tomorrow morning, so they'll probably be catching up on that, or at least one of them might be. I don't know. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're watching something else. I don't know. How many minutes to go? 4 minutes and 19 seconds left. Joel Selwood with touch number 300 in the first quarter. Come on. Mize with his second shot on. Oh, no, close, but geez, he's getting involved early, wasn't he? Normally, Grind sort of builds slowly into a game. He's got a big tank, and you don't expect him to get 10 or 12 possessions in the first quarter. But as each quarter goes along, he starts to get more and more of it. That's the way he rolls. Pop out chat. That's better. Here we go. Closey on the angle. This is the Tom Hawkins angle. Hawkins couldn't do it. Myers couldn't do it. But I'm Brad Close. Just watch and learn, boys. Close by name, not close by nature. Going straight through the middle, boys. Don't worry about it at all. There you go. He's another one with a headband. He hasn't even got that much hair. But he's like, oh no, all the other guys have got a headband. I've got to have one too. He's got a little bit of hair, but not too much. He's got it. The umpire did not move, and Closey just gets a bit of energy from the crowd. Well deserved too. Nice work, Closey. Good stuff. What do we got? 3 minutes 20 to go after that. Closey's getting all the love. Brian Myers is looking very animated, which we like to see. How's Mitch Duncan? 2 premierships now. Tommy Hawkins still going around next year. Chance for a 4th premiership. Joel Selwood currently the only cat ever to have 4 premierships. But Hawkins probably the best chance at equaling him. I don't think Duncan's got 2 more premierships in him. Could be wrong, but yeah, I reckon Hawkins. I'll give him a 20% chance. That's just based on how many premiership teams go back to back over the last 30 years. 20% of them go back to back. Nice. Come on. Oh, look at this. It's just happening. Oh, look at that kick. Kicks it to Cameron. Now, Jezza, I think he hits the post here from memory. I think that's what happens. I think Jezza strikes the woodwork, and unfortunately, that's all it is. Nice work from Guthrie there out of the middle. Nice little handball gift there too from him. I think it was it Danger again? I think it was. Yeah, Danger must have got it to him. Oh, come on, that's a goal surely. No, it struck the post. Shaved it, I think. I might have got a bit of it, but 6 goals, 3. Oof. 9 scoring shots in the first quarter to 1. Whew. Love it. Come on. Nice deconing. Is it deconing or deconing? I don't know. What do other people say? What are you? I think I'll go with deconing most of the time. And a 50-metre penalty. Buddy, it's not your day today, mate. It's not your day giving away a 50 when you're already 5 goals down, 5.5 goals down, and getting big baby Guthrie in kicking distance, which I don't think he kicks this one. So, unfortunately, but look at him, 50 metres. Yeah, you tell him, mate. You should. I wish there was some footage of him after the goal, running up to Buddy and telling him all about it too. That'd be great. Zach Guthrie, how many goals? 7 goals in his career. I would have thought he'd kick more than that. He likes to get forward a little bit. Likes to run off his man and get forward a bit. Hey, Lockie, how you going, mate? Jared as well. Jared says, hey, Ben, how good was this game? Managed to get 2 tickets for this game. It was a brilliant thing to see. First grand final in person. Went with a family friend. It was my 3rd grand final, Jared. Went with my father and sister in 94. Unfortunately, we lost that one. Absolutely got smashed. A bit like this game, really, but on the other side of the ledger. Got smashed by 80 points against West Coast or so. It was Gary Ablett Senior's birthday. And that's one thing I remember from that game. I was quite a young fella back then, but yeah, everyone in the crowd, well, all the Victorians at least anyway, were singing happy birthday to Gary Ablett, which is crazy. I think it was on October the 1st, that one. So that was fun. But yeah, unfortunately, we didn't play too well. I remember Mickey Mansfield played okay. But yeah, everyone else was terrible. And just remember the Eagles doing it easily, sweeping it out of their back line. Every time we happened to get it forward, they just take it out like it was nothing. So, but yeah, good to get to the game. And went to the 09 game as well, which was fantastic. Probably, they're grand finals like kids. If anyone in the chat's got kids, it's like you love them all for different reasons, and you probably can't have a favourite. They all mean different things to you. But what are you going to do, Lockie? Yeah, I'm watching the replay, Lockie. I've got I'm at 1 minute and 3 seconds left in the first quarter. I'm just watching it on the YouTube. I can't remember the guy's name. That's what is it? Sports Highlights Australia, I think it's called. But they've just got the 2-hour sort of replay on there as well. But I think it's a similar thing if you go on the AFL website or app or whatever, and you watch it from there as well, you'll get a similar kind of experience that way too, which I'm sure you're all across, Lockie. Big Cats man that you are. How many subs are you up to these days, Lockie? You're absolutely dominating YouTube. I can't believe. I'm struggling to get me 500 subs, mate, and I'm there now, but you're just killing it with, you're probably nudging 2,000 or 3,000 now, aren't you, mate? Putting us to all the shame. What are you doing? Give me some tips, buddy. Gee whiz. There's O'Connor. Look at that. What have we got? 19 seconds left in the quarter. Come on, one more, I reckon. One more. Wouldn't it be nice? Come on, get it. If that landed on close, he was in the right spot there too. Ooh. Deliberate, I reckon. Deliberate rushed. Jeez. I reckon the Swans would be happy for quarter time here. What do you reckon of the... there's a little camera from the screen I'm looking at now. There's this camera on the wire, the sky cam or whatever. Would you rather have the sky cam if you had to tolerate cameras flying around? I think it's good for the vision, but would you rather have a drone that's flying around and someone sort of controlling it and whatever? Don't think it makes much of a difference, but I reckon that probably less damage of the camera falling out of the sky on someone if it's on a cable, but you probably frees you up a little bit to do some more things. All right, second quarter starting now. Off you go. If you haven't sort of been keeping up, tune into the second quarter now. Umpire is just about to bounce the air conveyance. 1, 2, 3. Not quite. He's taking his time. Here he goes. Bang! Off you go. Very good. And Reese is up again, getting plenty of it. And look at him take a clearance. Oh, he's turned it over. Reese, there you go. Well, I was wrong, Reese. You did do something wrong. You looked amazing running out there with the clearance, and you just gave it straight up. That's okay. We still love you, Reese. We are very fond of you on the Hoops Show channel. Have been very critical of Reese when we weren't running this channel a few years back. But we live and learn. We mature, and we realise that these players are just human beings, aren't they? So it's all good. It's all good. Oh, just all my family's just flicking me messages now. I'm getting bombarded with what's going on. We've just come from a Christmas party. If you weren't tuned in a bit earlier, everyone's just messaging me photos of the party. I'm full as a goog at the moment. Hey Miles, how you going? The camera work on the official DVD was too far from a lot of the action. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. What do you reckon the coverage is going to look like in 20 years' time? I mean, yeah, probably the last 20 years they've tried to bring in the fly cam or whatever it's called, the cable cam, magic cam. I don't know what it's called, but that's probably the newest thing really, and just I guess more cameras around the ground and a few more cameras at ground level. Plenty of photographers there as well, but there seems to be a camera everywhere at ground level at the moment, filming these slow-mo things. Just almost every angle they've got that on. But interesting, the DVD. Was it the DVD, Miles, or was it the Blu-ray? Just out of interest. I'm yet to get it. I'm sort of waiting. Stingers gave away a high one there. Not happy about it either. Could have been 50. Lucky. G'day, Miles. Danger, you can't do anything, mate. You just no impact at all in this game. I don't know what he's done. Come on, get up. Here we go. Get on. Oh, that's high. Yep. Unfortunately, you can't chop their head off. Gary, Rowan. It's against the rules. Can't do that. DVD. Okay. Yeah, I've got to get the Blu-ray one, I think. I mean, look, you can watch the game if you've got a half-decent internet connection. I'm not sure what it's like in different territories or whatever in other countries, but I just get onto if I want to watch it, I just put the AFL app on or go onto the YouTube one, which I think I posted the link in the chat. Sorry, not the chat, the show notes. But yeah, that's generally if I want to watch it, that's where I put it on. But it's not the best quality, of course. The DVD. Bring back the 3D DVD. Did they ever have a 3D DVD? Or are you talking about other things? I watched that movie Gravity. I got that one on 3D, and the bloody Desolation of Smaug or Battle of the Five Armies, the Hobbit one. Oh my God, that's a terrible movie. But I think that was in 3D. Absolutely rubbish. I think I've got Avatar in 3D as well, or I did have. I generally don't buy DVDs anymore. I used to have a whole bookshelf, like hundreds and hundreds of them, but I sort of I was telling myself, nah, you can probably just get the digital stuff now and just maybe save some room in your house for more important things. But yeah, 210 granny. Interesting. I did not know that. There you go. Jeez, you're good for your information there, Miles. I'm going to have a look at that one. I'm going to get on. Actually, I could do it now if I wanted to, but yeah, I'll have to research that one. Here we go. Busey. Stingers. Here we go. Surely Stingers is not kicking it from 55 metres out, though. Surely not. There's no chance. I've got the 2011 Grand Final on Blu-ray, which is beautiful. Catters and Collingwood. That's a great one to watch on your Blu-ray. If you can get them on the Blu-ray. I think that was... I think that might have been the first year. And Miles, you've got all the knowledge in the world. You'll tell me otherwise. But I think that was the first Grand Final to be on a Blu-ray. So I'm not sure about if they've gone back and put other ones on Blu-ray over the years. He's dobbed it. He's dobbed it. He's living the dream. Cats are living the dream. We are 7-1 at the moment. Oh, how good is this? On Blu-ray. 2010 on Blu-ray. Well, I was wrong. Goodness me, am I going to get anything right tonight? Nothing at all. Oh, Jesus. Oh, well. I'm going to have to look. Now, all right, well, how far back do we... What's the oldest grand final? Here, I'm going to test you, Miles. What's the oldest grand final on Blu-ray? 1967, whatever? I don't think it'd go that far back, would it? Don't give away the ending. Oh, spoiler. Cats a chance to win this one. 7-1 up. You heard it here first. Or a big chance. Stingers, look at that. 50 metres out. Looking into the sun, I think. Thank you very much. How good was that? And the Blitzar's taking the clearance. He's great. You don't need him in the ruck. And Rowan. Now remember Rowan from this angle, this distance in the qualifying final against Collingwood. How good was that? 2009. You reckon that was the first one on Blu-ray? We've got to figure it. There must be a way to get all the other ones on Blu-ray at some point. Surely that's something the AFL is giving some consideration to. That these games, when did was it 2009 that Channel 7 started showing the games? Actually, no, Channel 10 had the grand final rights at that point in time, didn't they? Yeah, I'm sure they were being shown on HD at that point in time. So you'd think if that was the case, I can't remember when HD came in Australia. Must have been around about that time anyway. It probably was 2009. It was probably the year. See, I'm just... You probably already said it in the chat. It just takes a few more. It just takes about 30 seconds or so for the chat messages to come through. So ignore me. Closey. Will Brad Close wear the long sleeves in 2023? He's got to, surely. Question is, will Ted Closey wear the long sleeves? With the alternative commentaries, K-Rock, etc. Yeah. Is there a Nuffy's commentary out there? Just the average Nuffy that watches the game and doesn't know half the players' names, and Geelong kicks it, Sydney kicks it. I don't think we want to see that, though. I'm surprised you're actually tuning into this, to be honest. We've all got to get a life. It's Saturday night. What are we doing? But nah, why not? You don't need much of an excuse to watch the AFL Grand Final for the 40th time, do you? You really don't. Don't feel bad about it. I don't. I'm happy about it. When's Tom Atkins going to get involved? I haven't seen a lot from him yet. I'm sure if I looked up his BT, getting it wrong again. Good job, BT. But yeah, no, Tommy Atkins, I don't know what he's doing. He's all over the shit. He didn't play bad, but I just haven't really seen him get involved at this point in the game. But if I looked at the stats, if I pull that up, I'm sure he'd have a stack. There we go. It's just on cue. Thank you very much. It's a nice target. Good job, Reese. You're in trouble. You're in trouble. Oh, he's got ya. No, yes. That was a high one again. Gary got him high again. Oh, well. Yes. The pressure we're putting on is just glorious, isn't it? Absolutely amazing. You got to love it. Well, my kids are in the other room, but I haven't heard them yet. I don't know what they're doing. Again, they might be watching Avatar in readiness for tomorrow morning. We've got, they're all, one-handed mark there. Hey, H-Mac. The one-armed man in the goal square for Sydney. Bit fortuitous. Reece went up for the big spoil, but fresh aired it. Just didn't quite... he got the nudge at the right time, which might have been an illegal shepherd from the Sydney bloke, if you watch that one. But that's okay. I'm sure that happens 100 times in a match anyway, so that's okay. I'm sure we do it plenty of times too. Swannies have got 2 on the board. Here they come. The Swannies train is coming. They were actually not too bad in this quarter. I was thinking, are we going to cough this lead? Are we going to do the unthinkable and cough up a 5 or 6 goal lead? Surely not. But thankfully, no, we didn't. So it was fine. Heaney's come off for a bit of a spell. Couple of former Geelong players with Sydney, with that Charlie Gardner on the bench there, and Tom Harley. Then you've got Jimmy Bartell at GWS, and a couple of the other Geelong boys have gone down to GWS. Josh Hunt and Stevie J before they retired, they finished up down there as well. So strange, a lot of the boys got out of the big smoke and went to the other big smoke. Consecutive goals they kick all day, yeah. I was thinking, did they actually kick 2 goals? I mean, they kicked the next one, obviously, in this quarter. Did they kick 2 in a row? Jesus, it's been a while. How many? It's been 3 months since the grand final. I think they did kick 2 in a row, but that was the only time this quarter. And then it was just party in the second half. Oh, look at him. Look at Stengers just dance. I think I want to dance now. You love it, don't you, Stengers? Yeah, I'm the one. I'm standing here recording this with my Cats gear on. I hope everyone else has painted their faces blue and white, and they've got the whiskers on, and got your Geelong Cats tidy whities, your socks, and everything else. Geelong, you got a premiership beer. I've got one out in the garage. It's not cold at the moment. I should have had one on in the fridge earlier, but I'm on the Coca-Cola at the moment. Recruit of the year, wasn't he? And there's a couple others, but yeah, look, where he's come from, absolutely amazing. 3 clubs, got sacked by his last club. I must admit, I wasn't positive on Stengers at the start of the year. Even after he kicked 4 goals, I think it was in the first game of the year, I think he was lucky in those, not lucky, but I thought he was a beneficiary of some good work from his teammates getting those goals. And I just didn't think that he would be going at that rate of knots throughout the whole year. I thought, he's got to get his own goal here. He's not got to rely on the Joe the Goose or being, picked out by an amazing kick. He's going to have to somehow manufacture goals. So I was maybe unfairly harsh on him, considering didn't have much of a sample size. But Jesus, he proved me wrong. I'm very happy to say I got that one horribly wrong. I just didn't think. I guess no one picked him to be All-Australian Premiership player either. But I think a lot of people were pretty excited with what he'd shown in the pre-season matches. And after that first game as well, there was a lot of jokes going around. We got the next Coleman medalist in him, and when he kicked over 40 goals for the year, it's incredible, wasn't he? You're drinking the Premiership ale. Very nice, very nice. We'll have to do a home brew, the hoops brew, one year, and sell that. We'll sell it. Just give it away to anyone that wants to get incredibly ill for a few days after the grand final. Come and pick it up from the front door. I'll leave a couple of cans out, or stubbies or whatever they can. Gave the Cats the X factor. Sure did. He was a gun, wasn't he? The absolute gun. Just what we needed. And Brian Myers, I think they were trying to make Brian Myers that type of player, that 40 goals a game player. But it just wasn't him, and I think it allowed him to play a different role, which did take quite some time for him to get the hang of that high forward role, and I didn't fully understand it to begin with either. Like a lot of Geelong supporters probably didn't, and were maybe a bit too harsh on Grind early days. But towards the end of the year, I think we all started to appreciate the work rate and what he did. I'm really glad that he's had that success that he's had. It's been fantastic to see him turn it around. He's played a lot of games for the Cats in his 3 or 4 years that he's been at the club. It's amazing, really. I thought he was out of the side for a lot longer than what he was, but I think the least amount of games he's played in a season was 15, I think. It's like Koladashny's lost his little logo. It's been peeled off. I think a few of them lost their little logos throughout the day. They've just the glue mustn't have been very good. All right, the Cats have got to explode here. We've got 10 minutes, 33 seconds left in the quarter. It'll happen. We'll turn it. All right. Come on, boys. Get it. It's Tui. What do you reckon of Tui's game? I thought he was okay. He did a lot of the did all the basic thing, all the fundamentals really well. Didn't have the best game of his life, but I couldn't really fault him too much. I thought he just was solid the whole game, and just was a very calming influence on the team. Oh, Connor hits it hard. Didn't you love that? Oh, you should have got more love for that too. He absolutely destroyed the Sydney bloke there. Is that paddle bump, row bottom, I think? Yeah. That's a BT one there for you, Miles. I'm sure you enjoyed that. Oh, I loved it. I wasn't big on O'Connor either. I thought maybe he's not their best 22, but he did have I think he played quite well in the grand final for us. He did his job very, very well in the ground. I was quite happy with him. He definitely was better, O'Connor. There goes Danger again. Bursting clear. Must have been tip-top. I don't know what they gave him. Must have... Yeah, free kick Tom Hawkins. McCartan, another free kick given away. What is he doing? He'll give away another one in a minute here to Brad Close. And you just think, it's not... Oh. Yep. You can't wrap him up like that. I know he's a big, strong man, but you can't do that. You just can't do it. How's the audio on this live thing too, if any Miles? Is it coming through okay? So, as I said, haven't done this many times before. And if anything, this is probably a bit of a tester for the season proper in 2023. So I just want to make sure we've got all the settings right. And there's Tommy kicks a goal. Beautiful. Give the ball back. Look at him, he's running away with the ball. No, you're not keeping the ball for grand final day. I'm going to keep it, am I? You don't keep the ball. You give it back. Are they going to try and sign it? He's trying to sign the footy. I know, Sydney blokes come up to him now and they're starting to fight. The Sydney bloke's not happy with him. That's quite funny. I actually hadn't stopped to look at that, but that's quite good. Thanks. Not too bad. All right. That's good. I was just getting a little message saying the stream health was a bit interesting. But how's the... I should have got Paul on just to ask him all these questions anyway. The stream's current bitrate is higher than the recommended bitrate. Okay, well, I can fix that next time. Don't have to fix that today, do we? Bang, good hit. Oh, here we go. Look, doing it too easy. Jack Henry. Don't we love Jack Henry? Love Ollie Henry too. We haven't seen him in the hoops yet, but we'll get him there next year. Will he play round one against Collingwood? It's a really interesting one. I suspect he will. I think the Cats would be happy to get it over and done with round one, and I think we'll rest a few of the grand final players. I reckon there'll be 4, 5, 6 players from the grand final that won't play immediately. I think we'll give them a little bit longer. And it's still got a lot of time to go with the pre-season as well. Tommy Hawkins is already battling his way through, and there's probably a few others that are niggles here or there. And you've got to work pretty hard through a pre-season, so you're guaranteed to get a few more injuries between now and the start of the season in order to get fit and to work on some things. Goodness me, Sam De Koning is a superstar, isn't he? Absolute superstar. Sure is a brick wall. Well done, Richo. You got something right. I reckon some of the Geelong boys were pumped after the round 3 game when Buddy kicked his 1000th goal and Sydney fans bumped into some of the players. Just a theory. Yeah, that's right. That Tui, when he shirt... It was Tui. You're saying he got shirt front, and I'm saying he gave a shirt front. I don't think he'd lined a bloke up. I think someone got in his way, and it wasn't until he was a bit grumpy about it. Didn't like all the people on the ground. It might have been, well, how would you know if you're a player and you're getting your head rubbed by 1,000 people, Swans fans giving you shit too? I think you'd be pretty pissed off about it as well. So, I don't know what the AFL could have done in that situation other than erect a 12-foot fence, steel fence, mesh fence around the ground. But I secretly think the AFL probably enjoyed the scenes, even though they made out like they didn't want anyone to jump on the ground. So it was interesting. I think we had Papley, wasn't it? And another Swans bloke walking around the outside of the stadium to get back to the rest of the team afterwards. That was crazy. It was just an interesting game, that one. But it was at the SCG, and I think we're playing the SCG again next year as well. So, I think I don't know. I wanted to get to that one, but yeah, don't know if I'll get there. I think the Gabba's the one that we've got lined up for our interstate trip this year. Maybe gather around, even though we're probably not going to gather around. We're just getting back from Bali a few days before, but at this stage, probably not. Speaking of losing grand finals, my uncle went to 6 Cats losing grand finals. Gee, what did he keep going for? He's obviously the bad luck charm there, Jared. And he went to this game. My mum reckons he is a curse, but I must be the anti-curse because I went to every game. Well, there you go. I reckon you're the anti-curse too. That we won in Victoria and only saw 2 losses in person, so I must be good luck talisman. You could say I'm lucky cat talisman. Yeah, I reckon you are, mate. Stenger's about to line up here, mate. Stenger's wearing the famous Ken Kingsley number 18. Yes, it does, doesn't it? Name someone else from the Cats who's worn 18 as a premiership player. There'll be a lot of players from the 50s and 60s and the earlier golden eras, which those teams in the 50s went back to back. None of this Selwood generation or the Selwood era teams went back to back. So I think that there's a lot of those names. If you look at a lot of those names, and it's worthwhile if you really like the Cats, brush up a bit on your history and familiarise yourself with some of those names because they were heroes back then, just like some of these players are for us now. And it's amazing. You could walk past these guys in the street and not even know who they are. Imagine looking at Joel Selwood in 50 years' time in the street, not knowing who he was, or the kids of tomorrow not knowing who Joel Selwood was. It can't hurt just to brush up on your history there a little bit when you get a bit of time. It's some of these players that have played back-to-back premierships for Geelong. There's only a handful of them. Only a handful of players actually that have played in 2 premierships. Mitch Duncan has joined that club this year. Tommy's joined the 3 premierships club this year as well, and Joel's all out on his own in the 4 premierships. Pretty crazy, that one. I don't think we can lose from here, people. 61-19. Closey's hitting up Tommy Hawkins again. Tommy's just doing it. Look, Brad Close was amazing. The more you watch it, the more you love Brad Close. And what I will say is Brad Close hasn't been my number one for the last 3 months. He's been my number one for, I want to say, a couple of years now. If I could afford a player sponsorship, I would. I'd gladly sponsor the bloke. Love to get him on the show. Brad, if you're listening, I'm sure you're not, but please come on the show, mate. We love you. He's not listening. Can't hear you, Brad. But we've got to get Brad on the show. Come on, let's start a campaign. I should get a change.com or change.org petition going. Get Brad Close on the Hoop Show. Get him on. We want to hear from the sleeved one himself. Isaac has 4. Yeah, 4 as well. That's true. Good point. 4 premierships, same as Joel. Talking about Geelong players though, because there's a lot of AFL players with, Dermot Brereton's 5 day, 5 night. There'd be a lot of those Hawthorn guys. Don't like talking about Hawthorn, but unfortunately, a lot of Hawthorn guys have won multiple premierships. But for Geelong, Selwood's the only Geelong player to have won 4 premierships with Geelong. So we'd love to get Tommy Hawkins there in 2023 if we could. And then maybe get Mitch Duncan a 3rd. But that's pretty much everyone else's. I think from memory only had the 1. Danger Close. Is there a movie called Danger Close? I think there was. Danger Close. I'm pretty sure there was a movie or it was a TV show or something like that. Yes, thank you. I was onto that one. I don't know what the movie is. It's got Tom Hanks or something. I don't know. Completely off. I'm normally a bit of a cinephile, but I actually not have seen that one. I haven't seen that one, so I don't know. Here come the Swans. Oh, he's shanked it. Absolutely shanked it. And Tom Hickey can't do anything because Reece Stanley's there. The man. I reckon we've got to get shoulder length hair for Reece Stanley. What do you reckon? Should we? We're going to start all these petitions over this. I don't like this little haircut that the Reece Stanley's rocking in this grand final. It's kind of nothing really, but we've got to get him to get something going there. Let's go take him to Blitz's barber. The Stuart Snip. Who else has got long hair? The Guthrie. Sorry, I'm running out of names for haircuts now. Battle of Longtown. Okay, there you go. I'll have to check that one out. Was it any good? I haven't seen it. There's a couple of movies from old days, like real classics, that I still have to catch up on. That I did go through a period there where I was catching up on all those Robert De Niro ones that were big in that 70s and 80s that I hadn't seen growing up, that were pretty popular. But there's still plenty to get through. Most of the movies that are coming out, well, there's some good movies coming out, but they're mostly more of the Marvel kind of DC sort of style. The really great movies from years ago that aren't that sort of comic book style. You don't get as many of them these days, sadly. I like everything really, just not one genre in particular. Another one from the Swans. Here they come. They're only 5 goals down at this point. 6 really. Sorry. 2 minutes and 22 seconds on the clock. Excellent movie. No baldies in the team. I thought you said... Oh, I had to read that again. It looked like no baddies in the team. We don't have any baldies. When's someone gonna shave the head? Who would you want to... Imagine if Tommy Hawkins starting to go bald, and he says he rocked up round 1 against Collingwood with a shining nut on his head. Imagine that. I can't imagine... It was bad enough when Gary Ablett shaved it all off. And then, I think Josh Hunt was going bald for a bit. And Chappie, I think we all knew Chappie was going bald when he was 20 years old, pretty much. So that was always going to happen. Remember when Harry Taylor dyed his hair? That was pretty scary. I don't know what he was thinking there. They're not going to catch up, BT. Don't. I know you're trying to make the coverage interesting, BT, but keep it real too. It's not going to happen. It's not happening. It's just not going to happen. Do you know what you need on these live feeds, on these live watch parties? I reckon you need, because the chat's great, and I really appreciate Jared and Miles having a bit of a chat. But I reckon you need another person on the stream with you. Oh, Reed's done for the day. Shouldn't have played, mate. Selfish. You knew you weren't right. Well, I don't know that. But couldn't even get through a quarter and a half. He's coming off. He can't move. What is it with grand finals for the Reed brothers against Geelong? Absolutely embarrassed every time. Oh, Henry. Free kick, Henry. No? Okay, all right. Free kick, Henry. Miles, what's your favourite movie of all time, mate? Make it interesting. Don't say Danger Close. What's another movie? Favourite movie of all time? Jared, you could say the curse is broken now. Fingers crossed. Anyway, go Cats. Bring on next year, next season. I'll call it now. So we're going to go back to back. Very brave man. Very brave man, Jared. I was brave last year. I picked it. Oh, I didn't pick it, but I called it that Cats would win 19 and go all the way, but wasn't far off. Won 18 and went all the way. But don't have them winning as many this year. I've got them winning 16 games. Just went through all the games on the fixture. Ladder's a different thing because you've got to think about all the other games. There's 207 games in a season with all the teams combined. So you've got to have a think about how that's going to... Big Lebowski. You've got to think about how all the other teams are going to play out, the other games are going to play out as well. So, well, look, I had the Cats with 16 wins in a longer season. Remember, it's 23 game season over 24 rounds. So 16 wins isn't as much as what it would have been previously. but I think that'll be enough for probably bottom half of the 8, maybe 5th, 6th, something like that on the ladder. I think that's probably where we'll end up. But I'm actually not worried about that. That's not me writing Geelong off this year at all. I think we just got to get there this time around, and I think we've got to win it a different way. We're not going to win it like we did, winning 3 finals, two winning massively in a prelim and a grand final. I don't think the path to glory is going to be the same in 2023. I think it's going to look very different. I think it'll be more like 2009 when it was a struggle. Half-time. That's the half-time siren. And it's all been about Geelong. I think it's going to be a different way, and we're just about to start the third quarter. Umpires got the ball aloft. I think, we're going to go about it slightly differently. I did pick it hard. I picked it, mate. Miles, go back. Can't even get my words out now. The season preview video from 2022, way back before the season started. Check that one out again if you haven't watched that one. I'll have to find the timestamp for you so you can see where I says it. I said we're winning the damn thing. Picked it early, mate. So going with that one until. I also picked Essendon to finish top 4. Goodness me, I got smashed on Twitter all day last weekend. All day. I had to turn off the notifications at one point because I was getting so much crap. Because I think a couple of people would retweeted it, and then it just went absolutely crazy. And I was like, oh my God. So I might turn it off. And normally I just don't care. I've got a pretty thick skin with that stuff. But it was more just the constant ping, 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 ping. And I was like, turn this crap off. That's my big call this year. It was Geelong winning it last time around. Did I say undefeated after beating Richmond? Oh. Yeah, good tackle, Mitch. Well done. Jeez, Miles, you know more about me than I know about myself, and you're a Felton and that you learn. Didn't any of the scribes pick us for flag pre-season? I don't reckon many would have. I think most people had us written off after the year before. We looked really tired, old and slow against Melbourne in that prelim. They did seem to forget. Nice goal, Mitch. They did tend to forget that. Thanks, Miles. Yeah, the cable just knocked out for a second there. That the Catters in that prelim, we had a lot of guys unwell, and Melbourne were firing. They had a fantastic game. I think we probably still would have lost that game. It would have been a lot more competitive. I don't think we would have won it the way Melbourne was going. It was really their time to win a premiership, I think, and we weren't quite there. We still were playing that old style of footy that hadn't changed at that point in time, and it was only when we sort of went away in the pre-season. Yeah, thanks, Miles. Only when we went away in the pre-season and decided we've got to switch it up a little bit that things started to click for us. So, look, I don't know. I think the Cats are going to go okay this year, but as I said, I don't think it's going to be the same story that's going to be told this time around. I think it'll be a story of struggle, perseverance, and just got to do it the tough way. And I don't imagine we'll have the charmed run. And maybe you don't. Maybe it wasn't. I think it was a pretty charmed run with injury. I think most of our guns were still firing in the end, and feel really bad for Max Holmes. I was devastated when I heard the news about Max Holmes not being able to get up or not being picked to play, just not being, I guess, trusted enough. I think if Max Holmes had played 10 seasons and was a 200-game player, I think the coaches would have just trusted him a little bit more. But he's still a young player, and there's still his body. Yeah, there's some people there that the club turn it over to Closey. He's a three-year player now, and 2 or 2 year player, and And you've got a bit of a sample size on his medical history, but not as much as you have on a guy that's 10 years old that, you can have a bit more faith in. I think if they say they're right to go, then I think you'd believe them. But anyway, and what's Jared saying? And if the opponent would be Richmond and we'll get redemption in 2020 and it'll be close like an instant classic. Wouldn't that be great? Danger tries to tackle. You've thought about this one, haven't you, Jared? Tackle Danger as Danger kicks a goal. And then Danger just gets in his face. Can we go there as well? Can we just get real nasty with Richmond? It's going to be... I mean, we're very polite. We have a lot of respect for Sydney, but there wasn't a lot of aggro in this one towards the opponent, was it? So, yeah. It was... it's like, oh, no, thank you very much. Thank you for playing. Thank you for being our opponent. But I think if it was a game against Collingwood or Richmond or Hawthorn, I think there'd be a bit more energy in the one. I like what you said there, Jared. I'm gonna see if I can figure out a way to pin that comment. I like that one. Can't pin. Oh, here we go. No, I'm gonna put you in a timeout. Do I want to put you in a timeout? Replace pinned message. There we go. Very nice. 3 votes, Jared. He pops up every now and then. And the sealer is the Norm Smith medal, Danger. Yeah, he's got to win the Norm Smith. Who's my pick for captain in 2023? Zach Guthrie. No. Who am I going to pick? I've always said, probably for 3 years now, that Tom Stewart is next. My partner won't have it, though. She says he's not allowed to have it because he didn't give the kid the hat on the premiership dais. And Geelong captains are better than that. I think we can forgive him a little bit for that. I think he's been groomed for the job for a few years now, and he's still got age on his side. He's late 20s or just turned 30 or something like that. But I think he could have the job for 4 or 5 years. I think you could give it to Danger, you could give it to Hawkins, Isaac Smith. It's raining goals. Thank you very much. I think if you gave it to one of the older boys, they'd probably only do it for a year, maybe 2. And I don't know. I know it worked for Lingy. I don't think that's a formula you want to rely on, though. I much prefer stability. Like, we've had 3 coaches in 28 years at Geelong, around about. So I think I'd much prefer to have a similar thing with captains as well. You're not going to have someone who's 10 years like Selwood, but if you can try and have a captain for 4+ years, I think that's the way to go. I don't know. Look, I'm not an expert with captains, and I don't think not many clubs do get it right, really. Like, there's one club that wins the premiership every year. So, yeah, I don't know. If getting the captains, it's more about setting the right culture for your club and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, I don't know, having a change of captain every couple of years or every year, I don't know if it's the way to go. But I definitely don't want 2 captains, though. Tommy Hawkins for mine and for continuity as All-Australian captain. Yeah, I hear what you're saying, and I probably have Tommy as my second choice. I don't want Danger to do it. I don't think he's respected as a footy player, but I think Tom Hawkins is probably more Geelong than anyone else, and he's got that connection with Joel as well, and he's the most senior. So I'd probably have Tom Hawkins as second. A couple of people have been saying, I can't believe it. I love the guy; he's my number one. But Brad Close, captain. I'm surprised that people think Brad Close looks like a captain. I don't see it. I see him being a really good player for Geelong for many years, but I don't see captain in his future. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is that something that is a possibility? Tom Atkins, maybe a few years down the track, if he can keep a good career going in the hoops. I don't know. Tom Stewart, yeah. Well, Tommy Stewart was my one. So Tommy's 30. I thought he was 29 or 30, but. Come on, Jezza. You got to get involved, Jezza. Get involved. All right, we're about to explode this quarter, though, aren't we? It's gonna be party time soon. Very, very soon. This is where the fun starts, really. Who else have we got as captain on chances? Cam Guthrie. Don't know about Cam. I think when the chips are down, I don't know, sometimes his body language, I'm not sure about it. He's a Prince lookalike. I think you mean Brad Close, yeah. Definitely Prince lookalike. Slight delay with my commentary and the well, at least my end anyway, and the chat's coming through. Expanded my prediction for Geelong Cats. Captain is Tom Stewart or Cam Guthrie. Cam Guthrie, there you go. Yeah, as I said, I think sometimes when things aren't going too well, I think Cam sometimes maybe he's not the best at leading the way. Again, I'm looking at it from 20 rows back from behind the fence. I'm not in the club or on the ground, or I don't know the guy, but I'm only going off body language. 6 in a row, if you don't mind. Thank you very much. Yeah, I don't know. I just think there's others. I just think I'd give it to Tom Stewart, probably, because he just seems to be, to me, to be the next one. I don't know. It just seems to be that's the way the club has been going for the last few years, putting him as a vice captain and front and centre on a lot of things. But does he want to do it? I don't know. Maybe he does. Maybe he's indicated to the club that that's something he really wants to do. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Cam Guthrie's ever expressed any interest in that sort of thing. I guess no matter who you are, it's probably a privilege to lead the Cats, but it's whether it's something you want to do, knowing that you might have a teammate out there that's probably more qualified, or you'd feel a bit strange if they weren't doing it. I couldn't imagine Joel Selwood handing it up like Pendlebury has and having some other bloke run around as captain when you're still playing. Blitzarves, yeah, he's another one. I wouldn't be surprised. He's probably third in line for me. Blitz, yeah, he's from what he's done for his career, incredible, really. I think he's pretty handy. Gets along with a lot of guys at the club too. So, is he a Geelong boy? Is he from Geelong? I can't remember. I don't think he's not from the AFL system as such. So I can't remember did he run around at all for anyone? I can't remember. I don't sure of his history other than being a heptathlete or whatever he was. Yeah. Every time you mention Blitzarves, you got to talk about his athletics background, don't you? It's a bit like Pendles. But I can't think of anything else. Tom Atkins, yeah. There's some talk about that, but I think we just love Tom Atkins. And we can love a player and then not be captain. We can still love him no matter what. Bang, look at that. Ooh, danger. Grind Myers. Who's an absolute dark horse? One of the probably under 26 players that you could see potentially one day being a captain in their late 20s, or from Sunbury in their late 20s or early 30s in a few years' time. I reckon that could be a Tom Atkins. He's one. I think Cam's probably be too old after the next captain has their run. So I reckon that's done. Yes. Look at the Catters. They're loving it, the fans. It's going beautifully. This is where it goes nuts, I think. It just all the Swans just give it up. Oh, Reece, good hit. Just killed him. Absolutely destroyed him. Is it 12 minutes 14 left in the quarter? Come on. Bang. Everything. It's rolling. It's definitely rolling for the Catters at this point. And you love it. Don't you love it? The other thing I wanted to do with this stream, and it would have probably made it a little bit easier to follow along, is to have it a little sort of, where is it, little box or somewhere in the under the watch party with the game on. But I think there's some copyright issues with that. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know if it'd get picked up on the live stream necessarily. Maybe it would. Maybe the stream would cut out at some stage. Jed Buse, good pick. Great pick, Miles. That's not a bad one, actually. Yeah, I reckon if I started showing it on the live stream, that might cause some issues. And once it's all closed off and saved, I imagine that'd probably be picked up at that point at least anyway. So people that may decide to watch this watch party on replay at some stage, potentially, I don't know. Yeah. Come on, Cats. This is just going beautifully, isn't it? We're just going to go nuts here. Come on, another one. Oh, pay that. That was Gary's mark every day of the week. Will Gary Rowan, here's one for you, Dark Horse or Dark Rat. Nice. I call I'm a bit of a Lord of the Rings nut, a bit of a nerd, and so I always call. You probably have to know the movie to know what I'm talking about, but I always call Gary Rowan the Horse Lord because of the Rohirrim or the Lords of Rohan. Anyway, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you can just ignore me because, but yes, that's why I call him the Horse Lord or Horsey whenever he gets a goal. So if you hear me in the grade, if you're 3 hours behind me and you hear some bloke yelling at Horsey, that would be me. And you might be wondering, what the hell is he talking about? And the future Jai Clark? Yeah, Jai Clark, 100%. It's a matter of time for him. I think no pressure, as everyone keeps saying. I'm sure he can take it. If you're a captain, you can handle the pressure, surely. Jai, let's have a look. I'm going to pull up on my other screen. I'm going to pull up the list of players that we've got at the minute. Who do I reckon is next in line? Tom Atkins, yeah. Don't think Jeremy Cameron. Yeah, don't think Brad Close is captain material. I haven't heard anyone in the chat tell me otherwise. So, Sam De Koning? Actually, Sam De Koning. I'm gonna say something controversial. Controversial, maybe not the right word. I'm gonna say Jai Clark will never be captain of Geelong, and Sam De Koning will be an 8-year captain in the mould of like a Max Gawn type, just a really sort of strong leader. He's a young fella at the moment, and he's still a bit shy and all that sort of stuff. But I reckon he'll become the big, strong leader for us moving forward in years to come. So I would not be surprised if he was the next, well, not the next captain, but the one after. If the throne gets handed over to, or the crown gets handed over to the king in Sam De Koning. I don't know. What do you reckon? Is that a possibility? The chuck stick, very good. Is that a possibility? Does anyone think Sam De Koning is captain material in his late 20s, and he's filled out and he's absolutely destroying opposition backmen for the 6th year in a row? He's been All-Australian. He's been an All-Australian 5 times now. There's lots of talk about him being the best, one of the best defenders of the century, best defenders at Geelong ever, potentially. That's a bit much, isn't it? I kept saying Tom Stewart's gone ahead of Corey Enright or Boris Enright, and people are going, no chance. He's got a long way to go ahead of Boris Enright. No one's even having a conversation about it being ahead of Matty Scarlett. But he's got to be in the conversation in our top 3. I mean, we do forget about a lot of the older guys from those premiership eras of yesteryear, and we shouldn't. But naturally, we kind of only talk about the ones that we know. It's a possibility. I can't rule it out. Yeah, I don't know, but you don't see it though. You know, I see it. That's the thing. I can picture it, but 8 years or 6 or 7 years from now, it's too long away. Then I'll probably forget that I won't. I won't forget. I actually had a dream in 2011 at some stage. No, it would have been 2010 that we would beat Collingwood in a grand final. That it would be close for 3 quarters. And that the Cats would come over the top of them in the 4th quarter, and we'd beat them by 35 points, I think it was. Something like that, yeah. I think I was about 3 points off it. I just remember, I always had that dream, and I used to tell my older brother, I reckon, I had this dream that Geelong beat Collingwood in the grand final, and we were level at 3-quarter time, and we came back and we smashed them by 5 goals in the last. Not many backmen have been captain for us apart from Tom Harley. That's true. But will he be captain? That's the thing. Like a lot of people saying he'll eventually become like a centre half forward. That he's just learning the craft by being on some really good forwards at the moment. And when he fills out a bit more and he gets a bit more of an aura or presence about him, that he'll step into that. Oh, don't you? Just going like a ball at everything at the moment. This is great. Oh, Stangers. Here we go. Put it to bed. 66 points. Put it to bed. Night. Bedtime. That's it. Bedtime for the Swannies. Who else we got? Phoenix Foster, maybe. Zach Guthrie, nah, no chance. Jack Henry, don't think so. Don't think that's his deal. Maxie Holmes. Oh, no one said Max Holmes, have they? We haven't said Max Holmes. You got to think Max Holmes has a chance, surely. Average winning margin in the last 4 flags is 42 points. Is that 4 flags? So 21, 22, 21, 2019. That would sound about right. It was a big one. Richmond had a massive win in 2019, and Melbourne had a massive win in 2020. Yeah, it's probably the last 4 years. I'm not sure about Geelong. Geelong's 4 premierships, 119. This is a big one as well. It's probably similar, really, when you think about it. Clearly, the St Kilda one was close, a 12-point win, and Collingwood was 30 points odd. So, yeah, apart from that St Kilda grand final, all the ones that we've won in the last 4 years have been massive, haven't they? Oh, dear. My wife's boss has just tongue-kissed a group of fish. Did I pronounce that right? I'm not a big fisher, so my wife's at a Christmas party tonight. That's all happening there. Oh, dear. Poor thing. I better see if she's all right. All right, what are we now? This game is clearly over. The Swans know it too. Everyone in the crowd knows it at this point. The Geelong supporters are starting to realise that we can't lose. There's 6 minutes 46 seconds left in this third quarter, and there's no chance. There you go. Thanks, Miles. Yep, okay. 07, 09, 11 and 22. That should be my new PIN number. It's probably might be picked though. You might pick that one. Yeah, someone lives in Geelong and uses that as their 8-digit PIN number, 07091122. Pizza Hut delivery. No, you don't want to go with that, do you? We could go double one double. Was it double? Is it double Pizza Hut 131122? Yeah, it is. You probably am I showing my age? I don't know how old. I don't know. I think Jared, you might be in your 20s or 30s. Miles, I'm not sure how old you are. If you want to share it on public chat, I'm 43. For anyone that cares. But yes, Pizza Hut songs have stuck in my brain from the ads. And Stengel's on the boundary. He's about ready to go nuts and say, look, give me the Norm Smith medal. He's ready. He's gonna bend this around the corner. A little bit like Jimmy Bartell in 2011 from the boundary. Jimmy was a bit more of an angle and did it off a couple of steps. 6 in a row for the Catters. Unless that's wrong. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? It's a beautiful thing. It's great. Oh, Grove. Jake's back. Welcome back, Jakey boy. 27 here. I saw a Pizza Hut in Queens. Now, Jake, did you sit down at a pizza restaurant and have all-you-could-eat pizza? Do they still do that? The meal, is it the Works? I don't know what it's called. What's it called? Your 50s. You're a little bit older than me, Miles, but we're not too far off each other. You'd remember that ad then, Miles, then, unless you're not in Australia or something. But 131166, is it 131122 or 66? Maybe I've got it completely wrong. I have to Google that one. Pizza Hut delivery 13. I must know these things. 131166. It's 66. I got it completely wrong. Well, that's a good omen then, because we're going to win it in 2066 now. So will we still be alive then? I don't know. Drove straight past, went to a nice place instead. Hang on, Jake. Are you saying Pizza Hut's not nice? I'm going to have to ban you from the chat. Hang on. No, we had pizza. We had pizza last night, actually. A bit of town and country in Geelong at the Warm Ponds shopping centre. The kids, we do a little dinner night out for the kids when school finishes every year. Just a bit of a celebration for a job well done. Another year done for the kids. So they enjoyed that one, even though they were a little bit tired last night. I think they must have had a few late nights or whatever. So they're not as energetic. But no, Pizza Hut, mate. Get your pizza. 131166. Do we know the how does the McDonald's one go again? The all beef patty. So the kids wouldn't know that song these days. Hang on, I'm going to look at that one. This is what you've tuned in for, guys. When you've come to watch we've stopped talking about it because it's now just become a formality, really. But now we're talking about pizza and McDonald's all beef double patty. I don't know how do you spell. $19.75 McDonald's ads. 2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, blah 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 blah, cheese, pickles, onions. What else is there? I can't remember. It's ready in 5 minutes or it's free. That's true. That's 5 minutes is pretty quick. Oh, is it? That'd have to be undercooked, surely. Can't have it ready that quickly. 15 minutes maybe, but yeah, surely. I don't know. 2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, chickles. That's a new one for you. Pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. That's it. Shameless plugs. I'm not getting sponsored by McDonald's. Should I do something about that? I'm gonna have to find it. Give me a sponsorship. I am looking for a show sponsor. I haven't got anyone lined up just yet, but looking for like a local business probably that wants to get their name on the intro screen and all that. So, but not yet. We had some bloke that was earlier in the year actually that was chipping in $100 a month actually on our Patreon site, which is a bit insane. But it wasn't a business or anything. It's just weird. I thought that's a bit much for just your average Joe. But, $5 a month would be handy. But, yeah, I think everyone else can just... Anyway, it's probably more of a local business, I'm thinking like a cafe or something like that anyway, where they'll get a bit of exposure, especially for next year when we're probably going to get... maybe 100 views an episode, especially those match review episodes or whatever. Sorry, not 100, 1,000 views an episode. So it's a bit like going to a movie and seeing the cinema advertising. That's probably similar numbers of eyeballs on your product, that kind of thing. But we're not there yet, so hopefully next year we'll build a little bit bigger and we'll get there. We've got to just working out. And this thing, doing things like this watch party, it's just getting a handle of new ways of doing things and getting comfortable talking non-stop in front of a microphone for 2 hours or so. Or a little bit less. It's not easy. I don't know. Have you ever tried talking into a microphone with no one talking back to you for 2 hours before? It's a strange thing, I have to say. Free kick Geelong. Thank you very much. What are we now? 101 to 27. And it's just about over. And it's a 50 metres as well. Do you know what's funny there? What Jezza didn't do in that situation, whenever he's a recipient of a 50-metre penalty, he always points. He says, that way. It cracks him up every time he does it, but like he's maybe showing a little bit of respect considering the scoreline and the gentlemen that are the Sydney Swans. Thought maybe it's not the way to go. We should get a podcast going. Well, funny you say that, Jack. We do have a podcast, but it's mostly our... Paul James is our co-host of the Hoop Show, but he does a show on the channel, a video version and a podcast version. But we interview guests. So he's just done an interview with Oscar Riccardi, who's we just picked up in the draft, and we've got a few other big names coming as well. We had a couple of premiership players from the 2011 team, and we've got a few other names. I don't want to say them just yet, as much as I really want to tell you. What I will say is we've got 3 current day players lined up for our interview show called Behind the Play in the next few weeks, and some others as well. So I don't want to say who they are in case things fall through or it doesn't happen when we say it's going to happen. So it's looking pretty good. I'm pretty excited about it. I can't believe it's happening, actually. Every time I sort of hear back from one of them, I'm like, oh my goodness me. So I will tell you that I haven't got Joel Selwood. I'd love to get Joel Selwood getting back to me. Because I'm sure everyone that watches this channel would just absolutely love to see Joel Selwood engage with the fans. And this is one of the reasons I started doing this kind of stuff, because I really feel the voice of the fan, and I am hopefully representative of a few of you. The voice of the fan is really important, and not just those AFL commentators. And even though you've got Anthony Hudson and Jared Waitley, they're Geelong people. They're very unbiased. So I like to come from a very biased side of things, and I'm unashamedly will take that approach. That's just the way we sort of set up the channel in the beginning, that we wanted it to be for those people that just want to talk about Geelong. We'll talk a little bit about AFL and other clubs and all that, but you get your fair share of that on other the free-to-air networks and you pay TVs like KO and so forth. But this is a very much a Geelong space for Geelong people, and that's what we thought. So we'll do more on that podcast, Jake, as we go along. And it does make it a little bit easier to record stuff when it's just the audio. Doing the visual side of things is a little trickier because you've got to do your little logos like this, and your little scrolling things down the bottom. Which Jared, you should be able to see your name on that coming across pretty shortly. Ted's my dad. There's two Jareds actually, the Foxy, and our other Jared, who's been with us, Jared Mast from day one, pretty much from day one, on Patreon. So a big supporter there, and Fred. And of course, Fred's cat, Virgil, who we can't not forget. Fred's cat's Virgil. And Fred's overseas, actually, so he doesn't get to go to many games. So, yeah, there's 3/4 time siren. I think this one's over, just about. Yeah, Paul's stuff's great. Yeah, it's the week-to-week game stuff. Look, I think what we'll do, Jake, is we'll probably record an audio version of our... we're going to start doing a weekly show with a few people on the panel. So myself and Paul and one other, potentially that third seat, we might just rotate a few people through, 3 or 4 people throughout the year. But it'll be mostly the same faces week in, week out, and that'll be like a 30-minute review of the week. So I won't say what day that's on because that's yet to be 100% confirmed, but that'll be like an end of the week kind of thing. Look at the Cats result, and maybe even have a chat about some of the other games as well, and that'll be recorded on audio as well. So. Oh, thanks, Jake. Really appreciate it. It's really nice of you to say that. That's our plan anyway. So we'll get a 30-minute sort of some 30-minute content out there for audio and for video, and we want to make it accessible for everyone. There'll be some things on our Patreon site for those people that want to do a $5 a month thing, but for most, 95% of it will be for free. So we just want to. It's again our main interest is making sure that we're there for the fans and we are representative of the fans and give you a bit of access that you may not always have, especially if you're overseas or you don't get enough Geelong content. We want to try and give you as much as we can. It's funny, a lot of people that follow the show are from overseas or temporarily or out interstate that maybe can't get to the games as much. They're better than Hutto or Jared Whateley. You're too generous. I don't think that we are, but that's okay. Can't get enough Cats potties. It's the best way to listen to the Cats potties. Go for a little walk around the block. I love the Chaps Chat Cats. I always put them on while I'm mowing the lawn for 40 minutes or so on the weekend, and a few other pods I've got as well. Mostly there's a couple of Geelong pods, but yeah, I try and get through a few of the main ones. And what's the guy's name again? I've forgotten his name. Giuseppe does a lot of good highlight stuff on YouTube. Had a couple of chats with him. He's good if that's sort of your go. I'm more probably on camera side of thing, talking about the game rather than putting sort of highlights things together. But I'll try and do some more of that. It's just a time issue really. I don't like to rip too much stuff directly off TV necessarily, even though that usually gets pretty good views and all that. But again, it's probably more about fan engagement than anything else. So this last quarter's looking good, isn't it? Cat's just out for blood at this point. Should call a game. You'd be good at it. Now, I reckon. So this is the thing. I'm doing this. I'm watching this replay now, and I know the result, and I'm like more interested in just talking to you guys than anything else. But if I was at a game, I'd be like, if I was just watching it, I'd just be absolutely. You could see a completely different version of me than what you're seeing now. I do like to watch the games with my partner. So even if it was an interstate game, I probably wouldn't be doing the watch party. I'd be in the other room with her on the couch watching it. I'm keen for someone who's like an overseas person or an interstater who can never get to the games, that doesn't mind having a camera on them. I can see my face off on another screen to my left here, but I'm not looking at myself or anything. I'm just sort of watching the game and talking and things like that. But so I don't really even think about it now, even though every now and then you go, shit, 1,000 people watch this. Can you imagine standing in front of 1,000 people talking? But I don't think of it that way. So I just think of it, I'm just talking to the camera and my own voice. But I much prefer engaging with someone else, like a second person. It's much more of a natural thing. And you can do a bit more back and forth. And it just, it happens naturally a lot more. The conversation just flows. And sometimes I just go on a ramble and I'm like, what was I talking about again? I don't even know what I'm talking about. But yeah, we'd love to do more of these watch parties. I'm trying to get a few of them up and going for next year, but I might get one done myself. But I would like to recruit someone who's keen to do it. Or if anyone knows someone in the chat or someone that might be their thing, someone who wants to. It don't even have to be a Geelong person necessarily. Ideally, it is because you want the passion to come through. You want the anger and the sheer jubilation to show through on your face. And even as I watch this Carlton live channel every now and then called Blue Abroad, and I tune in just to see the pain on the face. And I imagine there'd be people that don't like Geelong that would tune in for a similar thing to see Geelong get done by a point, and just to watch me just sooking it up on camera for 40 minutes or whatever when the game's done. So, I don't know. It's a bit of fun. We don't take these things too seriously, do we? Yeah, but we'll definitely do some reaction stuff. Paul's great. I love Paul. Paul touched base with me before around about just after the year started last year. I didn't know him from Bar of Soap, and he just touched base, and we just sort of hit it off. And he was doing some good work, a similar type of interview show with he's a big gamer, so he was doing a lot of one-on-one interviews with people from the gaming industry, and I just thought that really lent itself to quite well to people connected to the footy club, the Cats or the AFL industry. And so we teed up a couple of interviews, and it was great. We had the first one was Alan Christensen from the Cats, who ended up going to the Brisbane Lions at one point, but he was our very first one. I couldn't believe it that we got him, and then we got a few politicians, and which is kind of handy around election time. You're a lunatic when you watch it, aren't we all, Jack? Can you find room for Radaglia in our best 22? Yeah, got room for Radaglia, I think. I think he's probably got the message that this will be his last year, even though he wanted to go. We just wanted to have him for insurance, really, and I think we still hold out hope that he'll become an absolute beast. Menegola, I think... I love Menegola. Everyone frustrates me every now and then, but I love the guy, and I just feel like he could be squeezed out. I did say the same thing about Gary Rowan before the year. I thought he might struggle to, especially after coming back from injury, he might struggle to keep his spot or get his spot back in the side, but I'd sort of feel that way about Menegola this year, I think. But, yeah, look, injuries, if there's... I was saying to another YouTuber the other day that I was just on their show, which I think was called Pommy and Oz. I think he's put that up on his premiere. That show's going up on Friday. That one on Pommy and Oz, I think it is. So I'll share that through the week. But I was talking to him, just about how it's not really your 22. It's your best 28, 20, 30 or whatever it is players. And if you've got a bunch of guys that can play every week that you're rotating through, and I think we need to double down. Here's Jezza from deep, off, danger, handball. Got it. Party time. Crack the beer open. We need a big team of players that can go every week, because you're not going to be that lucky with injury. It's just so sad, though, especially when these guys have been in the team for 10, 15 weeks of the year, and then you just don't get picked for the grand final, or you can't get in. And I remember before the final started, they said, "Oh, this is our team for week one of the finals. We fully expect it to change." And it didn't change for the prelim, and then it only changed because Max Home got the injury. That's the only change for the whole year, really. I think Menegola might have come on as the Medi sub in that game, and then Parfitt got picked as the Medi sub for the grand final, and only came on late. I feel bad for those guys that bled all year long for us and battled away pretty well in the VFL or couldn't get a game. And sometimes you're just out at the wrong time. And then it was, we were going so well, 16 wins in a row. It's pretty hard to get back into a team that's winning. Rowan just charged that one. So I think Rowan's probably the one, and Rowan's probably our number two. In this household, we love him, and we feel like he's probably one, a bit like Menegola, that might be the Dalhouse Higgins effect for 2023. I think they might spend a bit more time out of the team and might struggle to get back in the team, because it may mean we need to drop a younger guy, which I think the club would be reluctant to do if we were playing well. To bring back an older guy. I don't know if they'd want to do that. I think they made the decision to play Higgins. And Higgins was trying to come back, and Dalhouse was probably just squeezed out on form issues. when he did come in, he was okay, but there was just other players that were going a little bit better at that stage. So it felt bad for him, obviously. But I think Rowan will be probably the one. Anyway, but there'll be a few that'll get squeezed, and hopefully everyone will get to play. Hopefully there'll be 20, 30 guys that get to play their 15 games, even if it means your Tom Hawkins. Oh, geez, we've had Tom Hawkins barely misses a game, but I don't know how we'll go if he only plays 13 or 14 games for whatever reason. That'll be an interesting situation to be in. 12 minutes, 51 seconds left. I think the Cats have got this one in the bag. I'm going to spoil it for everyone who doesn't know the result. The Cats will win this game. And sadly, it's Swans weren't up to it. They just weren't up to it. But that's okay. You can't win them all, Swannies. So the Cats have done well. I can't believe I'm still talking. I've run out of liquid. I've got I ran out of Coke, but I've got a bottle of water here. So I'm gonna have some H2O. Jared, aka Max. Yep. All right. God, the Cats are just doing too well here. Throw. Well, we don't relent. Not in grand finals. We bury them. That's what we do. We absolutely bury them. Carlton Hawkins. How many goals has he got so far? Does he kick 3 in this game? I think he does. Isaac Smith kicks 3. Stengel 4. Imagine being a little fella kicking 4 in a grand final. Gee, you'd think that'd be enough for a Norm Smith. Even Danger couldn't get the Norm Smith, though. I think Isaac, I'm happy for him, but yeah, you watch it a few more. And then Guthrie's gone off. Where's Parfitt? Is he already on? I reckon. Did Guthrie fake the injury? He didn't look too bad running around afterwards. But he's gone off. Oh, I'm injured. I bet we better go downstairs to make it look legit. Maybe he was injured, though. I'd love to talk to him about it one day if I ever get a chance to say, were you really injured? I don't know. Were you just trying to get Parfitt on the ground? I think Jeremy Cameron might have been struggling at one point, but he wasn't in a hurry to come off. He was quite happy to be on there for a little while. Good collection. So yeah, we'll definitely do a live one of these watch parties next year. I think that'll be a bit of fun. I haven't seen a version of this from any Geelong people before. I'm surprised the clubs don't do this kind of thing as well for their fans. I guess another reason, and I love the club and everything they do, but I'd much prefer to watch Geelong run their own watch party for fans, even if it's members. If you want to just do it as an exclusive thing for members, I think it'd be great. Just having some Geelong people talking about Geelong and being completely biased about it, be fantastic. But I'll try and do it, or if it's not me, I'll get someone that I trust that loves the Cats as much as I do, and loves hearing themselves talk for 2 hours as well. Who doesn't like talking about the Cats, though? You must be rocks in your head if you don't like talking about the Cats. We could clearly talk about the Cats all day long, surely. No chance, buddy. You're no good. Have they done the bloody Bronx cheers yet? That was fun when that happened. Yeah, we've been 10 out of 10 everywhere. I don't know if this coverage has got Let's move my iPad. I don't think this coverage has got this video I'm watching has the post-game celebrations. Maybe it does. But anyway, I'll call time at the end of the regular time anyway, and maybe we'll do another video one day for the post-game celebrations, which will be fun. I actually did watch that one time, the 2007 version of that. Watched it in slow-mo, which is an interesting way to watch it. It took about 45 minutes to watch a 15-minute trophy presentation. It was funny, though, because you see all the little things, all the player interactions with the coaches and all these little things that you miss in real time. I just analysed it to death. Must have had a few beers that night when I did that, but it was good fun. I'll have to do it with this one. I think we'll have to get, was it Miles that you had the Blu-ray? Yeah, we'll have to do it the Blu-ray slow-mo. I'm sure it shows the presentation. They all do that, don't they? We'll have to do that don't need to see the Robbie Williams thing. He was okay, but quite happy not to see the Robbie Williams pre-game stuff and the halftime stuff, whoever that was. I can't remember who that was again. Yeah, I don't know. Official attendance, 100,024. So apparently every single person that got a ticket turned up, which I don't know. I've never trusted crowd attendance figures at all. I don't know about that. I'm not sure if I can rely on that. It's a shame Danger didn't get a goal in this game. It would have been good if he got a goal in the grand final. But he did so well. I'd much prefer him higher up the ground than having shots at goal. He's just finding. He's spread close over the shoulder. Look at that to Parfitt just on the ground. Bang! Thank you very much, Parfitt. You can't watch that enough, can you? And the big one's still to come. The two big ones, two of them actually. Sam DeConning. I think he gets the next one, doesn't he? Sam DeConning, the king. And then, that's what and then we just want to see the big one. We're just building up to this now. The Joel Selwood banana. It's a matter of time. It's what the people have come for. That's what they want to see. I've got to get some new lighting on here as well, don't I? Because I can see it's starting to get darker now, and I can see the shadow across my head a little bit. So I've got to get a little selfie light to sex things up a little bit on the channel, or some kind of lighting system. And just got the little webcam on top of the monitor as well. I have to get a little second camera and sort of show you what it looks like from my perspective. I've got this big monitor in the middle. I've got one monitor on the left and one on the right, and that's how I roll at the moment. And clearly the microphone, which is just on a little arm thing. Hello, right there. So that does the job for me pretty well. It's a reasonably okay mic. I think the cable, it's not the best audio cable ever, and sometimes it just takes the littlest knock and it drops out, which is not great when you're trying to record stuff. But yeah, for the most part, it's pretty good, I think. Hopefully no one's getting buffering at the moment. I've got a little message saying there might be some little buffering. Selwood, then SDK. Now, what's that one about, Miles? I've forgotten what we were talking about. Captain still? Or no, it's not, clearly not. Oh, Selwood gets the next one, you reckon? Okay, sorry, that's right. Yeah, the goals. I thought it was Sam DeConning. You've probably watched this 50 times already, Miles. How many times have you watched it so far? Are you keeping track? Have you got a little logbook the dates and times that you've watched the grand final video? And I'm not including from go to way, not including highlight reels or things like that. How many times have you watched it? I know there's some people that put it on every single night, or just have it on loop, which I think is absolutely nuts. You want to enjoy it a little bit, but each to their own. We'll enjoy things differently. But yeah, I don't know how many times. I think this would be I would say, you might be surprised. I do consume a lot of footy, and so I have only consumed this game 4 times so far. But that's pretty deliberate. Yeah, thanks, Miles. Goals. Pretty deliberate that I've stayed away from this game. I haven't lived and breathed it for the last 3 months. I've wanted to keep some content going on the show, but also take a little bit of a break where I can, just where I need to every now and then to recharge for next season, because you can be a bit all too consuming all the time on some of this stuff. 12 times. Is that a guess? That must be a guess. Sure, unless you've got your little logbook. If so, I want to see a photo of your logbook, or your view count somehow. I reckon, how many views has this one had? I'll have to figure it. Let me see if I can figure it out. Where is it? How many times has this video been viewed? Where does it say? 112,000 times. This one I'm watching's been viewed on YouTube. That's a lot. And I'm a bit dirty too, because I'd love to have this to download this or upload this game to the Hoops channel, but I can't because it's copyright. But I don't know, this other person has, so I'd love to know how they've done it, whether it's because they're not in the country or whatever. Maybe that's how it works. So if you're in Australia, if you're an Australian-based YouTuber, you can't do it. So But yeah, it would have been good because I'm even trying to put highlight videos together. You always get these copyright blocks, stuff like that. So it makes it really hard unless you completely. Oh God, 2 cats just fell over each other. That's not a great look. Still going to come away with it though because all the swans have stopped running. Cats are just going to go back to that kick to yourself kind of style of footy, which is a bit of fun when you're 80 points up, 75 points up. Come on. It's been a couple of minutes since we've got a goal. This is not good enough, Geelong. What's going on? Parfitt. Ken Parfitt. How good's Parfitt? Oh. Here we go. Come on. Danger. Danger. Sam De Koning. Here we go. Bang. De Koning. I told you. You were wrong, Miles. You got one wrong tonight, Miles. Shame on you, Miles. You got one wrong. It was De Koning that got it first. I can't believe you got one wrong, Miles. Hang your head in shame, buddy. The fam, brother and mother are big Cats fans. Yep. How long to go? 5 minutes and 25 seconds at my end. And everyone's just getting all over Sam De Koning. He's having a good old laugh. Can't see a single Swans player anywhere. They've all just... I don't know what they've done. Gone to therapy or something like that. Who knows where they are. And how did Sam De Koning get there? It's like, what? And the coaches love it. Look at Grigger. He's loving it. And Betty Betts in the background as well. James Kelly's got a big smile on his face. He's always smiling though, isn't he? The coaches love it. Sam De Koning. Future captain of the Cats. You heard it here first. Not next year. Maybe not the one after that, but he will be a future captain. Everyone's got Jai Clark, but I'm thinking it'll be Sam De Koning in the end. Goal. No one touched. That's all right. The quicker we get onto the Joel Selwood goal, the better. Yeah, Miles, come on. You got to get your facts right, man. Bring on Joel Selwood. Didn't we love it when Joel got this goal? I think people were chanting for it as well. Get Joel a goal. Get Joel a goal. I think that was going on for about a quarter. Get Joel a goal. It's like, oh, terrible chant, but it paid off. It did pay off, that's for sure. It's nearly over. Come on, Cats fans. 5 minutes and 4 seconds to go. Cameron to kick one more. Yeah, I think he kicks the last goal of the game. From a set shot, and then he does his he cracks his stubby or his can. I think that's coming up pretty soon. So a couple more goals. Should have put the cue in the rack at this point, but we were just hungry for more, weren't we? Very, very hungry. Nearly there. 103 premiership players for Geelong. Name them all. I wonder how many you could name. You could probably name a few of the old school ones from the 50s and 60s. I think you'd struggle to go any further than that. I reckon, maybe. I reckon I could definitely name all the premiership players from 2007 to now. Not I'm going to do it right now, but I think if I put my mind to it, I could do that. It's not that. That's not too much of a stretch. But yeah, going back further than that, might have to do a little bit of research, I'd suggest. Here we go, Cats. Surging forward again, clearing it easily out of the back line. Not a worry. Tui's just got the balance and the poise. He's doing it beautifully. Hello, if you've just jumped on the show to see what this is all about. There's literally about 3 minutes and 54 seconds left. So it's a bit late now, but I think you may have worked out that the Cats are going to win this one. 3 minutes, 45 seconds to go. I think we can pretty much say it's a Geelong victory, and we're just waiting on the miraculous Joel Selwood, the amazing Joel Selwood to kick a goal shortly here. I think Brad Close is thereabouts. He's ready for his little tap to Joel. I think that's coming pretty quickly. possibly even on this possession here. I'd like to think that somehow he's well positioned there, Brad Close. Look at him. He's round about that spot where he wants to be. Get it to him somehow. Get it to Brad Close. There it is. Tap it. Oh, yes. Very nice. Very nice. It's curling. That's beautiful, isn't it? Being a beauty. Get around him. Oh, what a moment. How good is that? Beautiful. Yeah, let those emotions bubble, boys. Get around him. He's crying. And Tom's gone now too. Joel started crying. Now Tom's crying. All the other boys are just happy, but poor Tom hasn't stopped crying. I think he's still crying now. No, he's a big man. He's allowed to get emotional, and he loves the club and he loves his mates, and we love him too, don't we? Big Tommy Hawkins. Look at that. He's seeing it go. Look at him. He's loving watching that sail through. He couldn't believe it. He's thinking, I'm going to get on the end of this because Joel always thinks of his teammates first. Joel's like, nah, I've got about 5 minutes left in my career. I'm going to have a ping. Why not? I'm going to be selfish for once. He normally does his little 20-metre stab. Very rarely does he try and have a banana kick. Look at Tom Hawkins crying. His Brit and Mum, Mrs. Selwood, crying as well in the crowd. It's an emotional moment. I reckon I'll just finish it off with a bit of Jezza magic here. Look, Parfitt comes on from the injured. Oh, there's Cameron. This could be the last one. It's raining goals for the Cats. How many goals can we kick here? 20-goal game for the Catters. There's the Selwood brothers. Who else is in the crowd there? The three brothers, yeah. I think one of them's in charge of the the kids program at Geelong Grammar. There he goes. Crack the beer and drink it up. Don't give a beer to the cow though. Well done. Well done. That's it. We're just going to count it down now. 2 minutes, 34 seconds left. No more goals for the Catters. Do the Swans get one more at this point? I think they don't. I think that's it. 46. What is that? That could be about right, I think. Maybe they do get one more. I think they do get one more, actually, from memory. Tell me if I'm wrong. I think it might. Yeah, keep cracking it. I haven't bought one of those T-shirts yet where he's cracking his beer open, but I'm very tempted to. One of the best goals in his career. Wasn't it great? Wasn't it fantastic? I was chatting to a Carlton bloke the other day I was talking about before, this Carlton YouTuber, Pommy and Oz, and I was reminding him about the Joel Selwood goal that he kicked against Carlton in the 29th minute mark of the fourth quarter to put us in front. And then he sort of started pumping up the crowd like that. Yeah, that was fantastic. I have to post the highlight of that one through the week as well, just to rub it in a little bit. Jezza. It's Parfitt again. How many touches does he have in this quarter? About 10 or something? Absolutely goes nuts. I'll tell you who I'm looking forward to seeing next year. And there's quite a few guys, but O'Sheen Mullen, who I'm already calling Mr. Sheen. O'Sheen Mullen from Ireland, he's going to be good, I think. There he is. Look at the crowd cheering him. He's holding the ball too. It's all about Joel. Your whole career, it's always been about the club. And you've had a banana from 50, and now you're holding it for about 20 seconds on the wing. Loves it. He's allowed to, isn't he? He's allowed to. Yeah, Papley gets another goal, I think. You're right, Miles. Sometimes you just got to just know the moment that you're in. Geez, everyone's tuning in for the last few seconds of this grand final. Hello, 3 people that are watching on right now. Now Jez has done a full hamstring. Grab or hamstring? I don't know. Calf muscle. Yeah, this one's over though. Thank you for watching with me. I know we'll probably finish up in about a minute or two, but thank you for those currently online and for those that have been engaging in the chat. It's been lots of fun. It's been great watching the Cats have another bit of a bad turnover there. It's been really enjoyable watching this grand final again, and I'm sure it won't be the last time we put it on. I'm watching on a reasonably crap definition version of the moment on the internet because I just don't want to make sure I'm not affecting the streaming or anything. But yeah, there's nothing quite like watching it in high definition. I did try and get permission from the AFL. Well, I did get permission from the AFL to show the game at a local cinema on a massive screen, but they said they were going to charge me about $100 for it, and I just thought I could probably. There we go. There's Papley's goal. 24 seconds left. I thought I could probably make the money back, but for the effort required to go into it, I didn't think it was worth it in the end. So I decided not to. I thought, maybe this is a better way to do it, and you can sort of watch this whenever you want from your living room. But I thought it would have been nice to have a glass of wine or a beer and sit in a big cinema on the big screen and watch it with in your Cats colours with a bunch of other Cats fans and just relive the memories. Especially, we were planning to do it just on the eve of round one next year, just to get you in the mood again. But look, it's possible. It's just probably a little bit too expensive to make it worthwhile. They said I could have done it about 3 times, shown it 3 or 4 times. But again, it's just time and effort involved in doing that. And I've got a full-time job and trying to do this stuff and got kids as well. So I just thought it's probably a little bit too much. So, yeah. Yeah, game over. 19 seconds to go. And the Cats have got their 10th premiership in the window at Kardinia Park. I think there's a fake one in there at the moment, just as a placeholder, but it's still nice to see it there no matter what. Blow the siren. 4 seconds, 3 seconds. 2, he's got cramp now. He doesn't care. He does not care. Stretch it out. Why not? You've got to run a premiership lap in a minute. Yeah, nice to see you too. Nice to chat with you too, Jared. Go Catters. Yeah, thanks, Miles. Thanks for chatting. Thanks for hanging around. It's been good to have a chat with you. There it is. There it is, Cats fans. Stand up to your full height. We are an amazing club. All right, everyone. Have a great night. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll do this again some other time. Greatest team of all.